Hi everybody. We are moving to the next chapter, that is organism and population. So in this chapter we are discussing or we are studying maximum about how these organisms are interacting, what is about their ecosystem, and what are the different types of organisms, how where they are living, what are its adaptation, what do you mean by population, how we can calculate population, how we can calculate population growth, species specific interaction. So these are the things what we are discussing mainly in this chapter. And 13th we have to study only 13th and 15th chapter. 14th is not there. 14th and 16th chapter we don't want to study as per this for CBSE examination. We don't have to study. So mainly what we are discussing is these are the things. And you know that uh, ecosystem, whatever the ecosystem we are saying, that is equal to the environment that is around us. That means which forms abiotic and biotic factors. So abiotic and biotic factors together forms an environment for an organism. So each and every organism, they have significant things they need for their life, and each and every organism and its environment, they depends upon how they are interacting each other. And the branch of biology that deals with this interaction of organisms with the physical environment, that particular branch is known as ecology. And organism, if you're discussing about the different types of environment, you can see that here one graph is given over here. That is, rain is one of the crucial factor, or humidity or water vapor, any means the water is one of the crucial factor. So the environment and its growth depends upon the water availability. So if you see here, you can see that there are different levels and different organisms we can see, and most green is the tropical, and second comes to the temperate, then comes coniferous, then grasslands, then Arctic and Antarctic area, desert. So these are the main areas where we can see organisms there. And the most, and this graph is shown about the annual precipitation. So most rain we will get on somewhere around 400 to 450 millimeters of rain we will get, or centimeters of rain we will get in the tropical rainforest. Next goes to little bit in the coniferous, and next goes to the grasslands. These are the main things we are and most of the organisms also are seen in tropical and the grassland, and very few, not that much in coniferous, but we have, and very less or different adaptive organisms we can see in Arctic and the desert regions. And what are the major biotic factors and abiotic factors that makes this life sustaining? So the major abiotic factors, that is temperature, water, light, soil. So each and everything is very much crucial. That means the temperature, you know that global warming, global temperature increase, global temperature decrease, temperature increase because of rain, temperature decrease because of that factor. So each and everything matters there. Then water, presence and absence of water. That means some areas water is a normal thing, but in the desert areas, if the water comes, it will completely destroy the ecosystem. But if we give a minimum amount of water, the ecosystem will be rich, something like oasis. Then light factor, this is the first chapter. That means if the photosynthesis has to take place, a minimum amount of light, not very hot and not very cold, a minimum amount of light is required for the survival of the organism. It is required. So these are the main, some of, then soil. So if the soil fertility and the soil loses its fertility or soil gains more fertility, then also the organisms will be have the problems to live there. And response to the abiotic factor and biotic factors, some organisms, they have the capacity to maintain the temperature throughout equally. They are known as regulators. We are regulators. some are partial regulators, some are conformers. According to the temperature changes, their internal body temperature also change. So these are the main things, and some have the capacity to suspend, some will migrate. Then adaptations, the desert organisms, they have different adaptations, and the animal, those who are living in the polar region, also they have adaptations. So there are Allen's rule suggested that the organisms that are living in the colder areas, they have a big fat body with small ears and a shorter limb. So that is known as the Allen's rule. So these are the major things that we are discussing. So we will discuss more about this in the weekly classes when the online classes are going on. So keep reading this part. Reading is crucial. So I appreciate all of them to read, and if they have any further doubts about this, you can ask me. Thank you.